Welcome to this demonstration of Cohesity's 4.0 Data Integrity Write Protection Configuration Procedures for Cohesity Views. In this demo, I'm going to showcase the simple procedure to configure a Cohesity view with the write once, read many functionality, which is also referred to as warm. Now, for those whom are not aware what this functionality is and what it does, warm is a data integrity and write protection functionality that is typically applied onto storage devices in order to prevent the modification of information once data has been written. So this feature basically assures that whenever any set or any set of information or data has been written, it cannot be altered once it's written to any particular storage device or storage devices. Right? Very useful, particularly in the enterprise and in environments that have to adhere to some sort of data retention regulatory compliance. Now, the warm features and functionalities come in handy for many different scenarios. So, for example, if you think about a company that is part of a potential class action lawsuit where there is a demand for them to place a subset of their electronic information into some form of frozen or read-only accessible mode for a particular period of time, that within itself is a perfect scenario to be able to leverage and use the warm functionalities and capabilities. With Cohesity, we can satisfy this type of requirement by simply creating a clone of a Cohesity view box where the data in question is actually stored. Once the clone is created, the clone should be created as a warm view, which basically clones a view in a read-only mode, and it cannot be modified. And here's how I go through the configuration process. So from the Cohesity user interface, I'll go into the views, and there's a number of views that are actually storing information. So the one in question here in particular as part of this demonstration is going to be the Oracle engineering view. So I can select this particular view. You can obviously see that there's a lot of sort of different access points, different protocols, and there's obviously data that is being stored in a capacity. You can see space efficiency and all the things that we provide as part of the Cohesity platform. If I take a look at the protection process, so obviously it's being protected into many different targets, whether it's the cloud, tape, and so many different things that are here. We can see there's several snapshots, so information has been protected correctly for many times. We can take a look at the time in creation when the view was created, the protocols that are also being utilized to expose it, and as well as the access as we enumerate the people that are actually have access to this particular view, and just about all the information that's needed in terms of the quotas and the alerts that have been set, the whitelist, who and what section of the network can actually access this view. So now I'm going to basically take a look at, this is the view box that I want to sort of enable for warm. So by clicking on the clone action, notice that here I want to clone the view, but look, now I see that it says clone as warm view. And as I mentioned before, by doing that, this specifically creates it into a read-only mode. It locks that information for that time, for that period. So there's only two editable fields here typically where you provide a description and also the time for which you want to retain or make this information read-only, and it's not access to change. Once that's created, and I have it here, you basically hit the clone option. You'll come back and, for example, you'll see that there's an Oracle view, and you can see it's listed as warm. So you can see the same sort of data and information that I had in the previous one, which is the one that is set up for read and writes. But here, when we look at the details of this particular clone, you can see that it's still exposed in three different, or it's accessible in via three different protocols. Same information is here, but now this becomes completely read-only, and it is impossible for anyone accessing this view through any of these three protocols to make any changes to this particular, to any of the data or electronic components that are stored within this particular view. That's something that achieves what we're trying to accomplish. You can see that this was very simple, and it's something that it's a lot more to it, but it could be done in a very few minimized steps. And that's basically it. Thank you for watching.